Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my team analysis video for week 6 of the TBU. There's only 3 weeks left of this season, and we are actually still in it, but in our way is probably the biggest hurdle that we have faced so far. And that is Leo 6-foot hacks in the Durham Druddigons. So, if you guys you guys should know, Leo is one of the best battlers in the league, for sure. And he is, I think, in 2nd place right now. And, yeah. So, the remaining 3 matches that we have are against 3 teams that are above us. And if we can win out, then there's a solid chance that we will be in the playoffs. That's an easier thing said than done. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try my hardest, because I'm going to. And, people underestimate me all the time. Why should this be any different? So let's see if we can put together a team that can take down Leo. So let's go ahead and talk about our teams and stuff like that. So my team first, I did make a bench switch. I brought Electabuzz back off the bench, and I benched Slowking. And as you can see, Electabuzz is not on the team, and I'm going to get into why I made this bench switch, because it has less to do with my team and more to do with Leo's team. So, let's go ahead and get into what Leo's team is. So, his team consists of Necrozma, Infernape, Shaman, Landorus, Therian Form, Jolteon, Mismagius, Registeel, Garbodor, and Hitmonchan. And he actually brought Garbodor off the bench in exchange for Pyukumuku, which is perfectly fine with me. Also, Garbodor has not shown up to a game yet this season, so I am feeling that he's really going to want to bring it. My guess is that he's really fearing the Lucario and the Clefable, which is fantastic because neither of them are showing up to this battle. So essentially, if Leo's doing what I think he's doing, that's going to be a wasted Pokemon slot that would have been better suited for another Mon. Unless Garbodor ends up destroying me some other way, then I'll take that statement back. But until then, I think Garbodor is going to be somewhat of a useless Mon for him this week, because I believe that's what he's going to be bringing it for and what he's expecting, per se. So, besides that, he does have some really stupid Pokemon that I'm not really looking forward to. Necrozma, of course, being number 1, has the most kills on his team, and it's going to be hard to get away this week without Necrozma killing one of my Mons, I'm sure. I'm not super familiar with Necrozma. I've done very bad at my research of Gen 7 Mons, and Necrozma, it can do so many things. It's incredible. But I did the best I could to prep for it. Infernape is spooky. Shaman is always a little difficult to prep for, just because you have to take to account things like Seed Flare, special defense drops, and whatnot. And Landorus T is bad. Jolteon is fast. So there's a lot of things that do stuff to my team. So let's go ahead into why I brought the things that I brought. But now that you see Leo's team, I do want to just explain why I made the bench switch that I did. I brought Electabuzz off the bench, and I benched Slowking. Slowking is one thing that is weak to Shaman, while Electabuzz is not. So I'm kind of trying to discourage Leo from bringing Shaman altogether, because that would just be the best case scenario for me. Whether it'll work or not, I really don't know. But I figured now that I have Electabuzz, Arcanine, and things that are faster than Shaman, such as Lando Eye, there's just some things that can really check Shaman. So I'm hoping that maybe that could be enough that he will decide that he doesn't want to bring it this week and he will replace it for something else. Mostly because I just don't want to face it. And Electabuzz is also useful because I would like to bring more fast things. Even if they are, a lot of them, weak to ground. I would really like to encourage Leo to maybe try and bring a Scarf Landorus. I don't know that he will, but I'm trying. Electabuzz is right there, and a lot of my team is weak to ground, so I'm hoping that at least if he scarfs himself into like an EQ, I can at least play around the scarf and things like that. However, it could not work. He could maybe try and bring like a Rock Polish set instead. So there's that. Also, Electabuzz is useful to maybe also discouraging Jolteon, which would mean I don't need to worry about anything being super fast, and we can do that way. So my bench switch had a lot more to do with team prep and the mentality going into building the team more than it did using it for my own team. because this is my team that I'm bringing. You see it right in front of your face. So let's go ahead and talk about why I'm bringing that. So first is Dragalge. It's going to just be physically defensive with Black Sludge adaptability. I almost was cheeky and didn't want to bring adaptability and was going to bring Poison Point because this is my Infernape switch-in. So if it's physically offensive, Infernape just gets really nothing to hit Dragalge for a lot of damage. And it doesn't even really get special move coverage that wants to do a lot of damage. So this should be a pretty good switch-in, especially if Infernape is trying to like U-turn around a lot just to get momentum, which I feel like it might. It is faster than my whole team, barring Excelgor, and is pretty much free to U-turn on my whole team. There's really not much I can do to stop it. If Dragalge got reliable recovery, I would probably think about running a Rocky Helmet, and that is why I thought about having Poison Point, because if I switch in and Infernape goes for U-turn, I would, hopefully I could snag a poison there. But I decided that getting more power is probably going to be more worth it in the end, if I can get a good hit off on something. So, and I do have 4 attacks: Sludge Bomb, Draco Meteor, Focus Blast, Scald. That pretty much hits everything I needed to. Draco Meteor obviously hits everything. The only Dragon Resist he has is Registeel. I believe that's it. And then Focus Blast is to hit Registeel. I know it means that I have to hit a Focus Blast, but, we'll try. Scald is also kind of like a safe middle, and to help try and get some burns if he wants to try and switch in on anything. I have Sludge Bomb, so obviously if I'm trying to burn, his only like real burn switch in would be Shaman or Infernape. So Sludge Bomb hits the Shaman, Scald hits the Infernape anyway. So yeah, everything else doesn't really want to be burned. So Scald is going to be very nice. And Sludge Bomb is also going to be nice for Stab. That isn't going to lower my special attack by 2. And physically defensive, like I said, that Infernape, if it's a physically offensive Infernape, I really was looking through and I don't have much to check it at all. So I'm pretty terrified of that. If he ends up being some sort of Sword Stance set, it could be very bad for me. It really could. But we're going to see what we're going to do to have that not happen. That would be great. Next Pokemon is going to be a especially defensive Assault Vest Komala, which is one of the most gross, bulky things that you could ever do. With Return, Shadow Claw, Rapid Spin, Earthquake. With that base 115 attack, Return is still hitting pretty hard. Shadow Claw is to hit his spin blocker, which would be Mismagius, because Return, Rapid Spin, and Earthquake all don't hit it, so Shadow Claw will. I don't trust myself with Sucker Punch Mind Games. Also, if he wants to bring like a sub Nasty Plot set, I don't want to let him set up for free. So Shadow Claw is going to be that move for that. Earthquake hits a lot of his other stuff, and by a lot, I mean Infernape, Jolteon, Registeel, kind of, and Garbodor. I mean, it does more damage to Registeel than any of these other moves will, but, I mean, Registeel is still super fat. But, I don't know, I'm hoping that he doesn't bring Registeel too, but I feel like because I have the Clefable, if he's really scared of it, he might bring it. I don't know. But, we're gonna have fun with that. It's gonna be stupid. But, either way, yeah, that is... I'm actually bringing Rapid Spin. This is the first time all season that I've brought Rapid Spin. I still have yet to get up hazards or spin hazards away this whole season, so we'll see if either of those things ends up being a first. But this is specially defensive. I do want to double check. This was specially defensive for the Mismagius. For, I believe, especially offensive, like Necrozma would be like a good thing for. Shaman, it's not my main Shaman answer, but it is like something that Shaman can't just completely like KO. But I do remember the Assault Vest being needed for something. I think it's also for Jolteon. Jolteon, I think, was the big one actually, because he can Volt Switch around, and he's going to have Hidden Power Ice because I have Orlando Eye. I have 2 ground types, so Hidden Power Ice is most likely going to be there. And Komala just doesn't care about those things, so with some predictions and you know, kind of playing around what he does, I should be able to deal with Jolteon, stuff like that. And I needed all 4 of these moves essentially, so I really didn't have enough room for like Wish Protect for recovery. So I'm just hoping that the Assault Vest and Max Def Bulk is going to let me have as many switch-ins as possible that I can afford. So Next Pokemon is Lando I. Nothing crazy here. Life Orb, you know, timid, max speed, because he has a Shaman at base 100, max special attack, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, Stealth Rock, Hidden Power Ice. Earth Power, Sludge Wave is really all I need. Earth Power does so much to pretty much all of his Pokemon. I mean, his ground resist, he actually doesn't have one, but he does have ground immunities in Lando T and Mismagius. Mismagius, probably actually the best thing to deal with this, really. Interesting enough. And yeah, the things that aren't weak to ground, like Shaman's weak to poison, and even the neutral stuff like Necrozma still takes so much from Earth Power. So that's why I have those moves. Stealth Rock is there. Whether I'll ever go for it, we'll see. Hidden Power Ice is for the Lando T. So because I could actually see this coming in on Lando T, especially depending on his moves. But you know, Lando is like resists / is immune to like most of the move coverage that Lando it gets. So we're gonna see which Lando is better this week, but hopefully mine is. So there's that. Speaking of Lando, I need to switch in, and this is not a good enough switch in, but this is Palisand, which is going to be shiny this week because I wanted to make it shiny. It's going to be physically defensive, leftovers, nothing too crazy. I think I've actually brought this exact set some other week before. Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Shore Up Toxic. This, like I said, is to switch in to, whatchamacallit, Lando T. Knockoff does less than half. Shadow Ball does a decent amount, as well as Toxic. Shore Up, I can potentially 1v1 it, depending on how much it tries to set up, substitutes, things like that. This is the main switch-in. Also, if Infernape is physically offensive, then this is a great Infernape switch-in also. So this could be another thing that I have if he turns out to be physically offensive, because Infernape just does not hurt Palisand like at all. And the only way it hurts it is if it has things like Grass Knot, or if he wants to throw HPS on that, or I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Grass Knot's the big one, but besides that, he really doesn't have much. But yeah, so because Leo has a really fast team, I'm gonna bring my fast thing again. Let's Excelgor is coming back for the second straight week. Fantastic. I'm going to give it a focus sash this time with Spike's Leech Life knockoff U-turn. Still going to be max attack, Jolly. Still going to be max attack. It's going to be Jolly. 140, that's Stout Speed Jolteon with a rest in HP. So I actually have two forms of hazards this week. We'll see if I'll be able to get to do it. But this is essentially so I can get some momentum on my side. He has a lot of Volt turning options on his side, and Excelgor is a great U-turner. It's a great support mon. I am starting to really dig Excelgor, and I wanted to fit this on this team so badly, and I did. So this is also good for Necrozma, and there was one other thing, Shaman. There we go. Yep. Knockoff is good at knockoff items. But U-turn is the main thing that I'm going to be hitting. It's weird that I keep making Excelgor physical when it's not a physical attacker, but I'm going to be hitting U-turn like every time. So I might as well put some investment into it so U-turn does a little bit more damage. Because, you know, I was originally going to do something like a Bug Buzz, maybe Acid Spray, Giga Drain type deal, but the fact of the matter is I'm just going to be U-turning out pretty much every time unless I can set up spikes, which is just going to be all about predictions because I don't want Excelgor to die early, but I would love to get spikes up because Leo's only rapid spinner is Hitmonchan. So, and I have a great spin blocker in Palisand because Hitmonchan's Ice Punch does less than half unless it's some crazy like Adamant Life Orb Iron Fist thing, because if it's not that, then it's going to do less than 50%, and I can 1v1 with Toxic and stuff like that. And if it is, then I have things like Arcanine, which is going to be Shroom's favorite this week, Especially Defensive Arcanine, because Especially Defensive Arcanine is the best Arcanine. But it's going to be holding a Sugar Berry this week with Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, Extreme Speed. Flare Blitz is really the only move I need. Like, his only fire resist is Infernape and Lando T. Yeah. So, Infernape is like a thing. E-Speed actually does decent damage to it, plus I have other answers for Infernape, but Flare Blitz hits pretty much everything else, plus he doesn't want to keep switching in Infernape on Flare Blitzes because, like, eventually it can potentially take him down, or if he switches in one, then I can E-Speed and take him out. So, but the Sugar Berry Will-O-Wisp is for, you guessed it, the Lando T. I would actually like to lead off with Arcanine, if I do see that Lando T. And I would like to burn the first thing I see. There's a potential that he could lead off with a Registeel to get a Brox, or even the Infernape to U-turn. But I don't know. I would really like to lead off with Arcanine if I can catch the Lando T lead. Or at any point in the battle, if I still have my Sugar Berry intact, I can take that Earthquake pretty easily, actually. Lando T, if it's like Adamant Scarf, does like 40-something% with an Earthquake with the Sugar Berry intact, which means that if I'm at full health, well, I guess I wouldn't be at, well, yeah, if I'm at full health and my Sugar Berry isn't there, I actually still live in Earthquake from Lando T, so worst comes to worst, if I can Will-O-Wisp it, or if it's low enough that E-Speed will kill, Arcanine could still pull in clutch at some point in the battle. So, that is essentially my plan for this battle. I am terrified because I'm not super confident that I'm going to win, because Leo is probably going to pull out some crazy shenanigans that I'm not ready for, but I have done my best to prepare as much as I could for this week, because this is a really important week. If, like I said, if we win, we will be in playoff contention, essentially. And, yeah, so we're really going to have to see how this week goes. Let me know what you think about my team, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the battle. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, guys, stay sly.